Hi and Happy New Year! As Denlin correctly guessed, I was a little drunk New Year's Eve, so I wasn't in the best state of mind to make a video. We had a white party. You can see some of the decorations still left hanging up in the roof. Yeah. On to the questions, because I have lots and lots and lots to catch up on. Denlin, you asked what is your New Year's resolution? This year, short term for me is to find a house, because at the moment I'm still living in my boyfriend's place. And a longer term resolution for this year is for me to figure out what I'm doing with uni, whether I want to actually stay with only engineering or whether I want to add architecture, whether I want to do just a year of architecture or want to take a year off, or all of these different options. So I want to figure that out at some point this year. I'm not in any particular rush, so that's why it's sort of a long-term one. Martin, you asked, do you have a special someone? And obviously, yes I do, as I've just mentioned. I'm going to show him. There he is! He generally doesn't like being shown. He likes being mentioned because he's a bit of an attention seeker. He just likes being, the boyfriend that doesn't have internet. Yeah, that. Chris, happy belated birthday for last Friday, I think. And you asked what was my favourite song of 2008, and I'm going to choose two. One of them is a dance song and one of them is more like a mellow sort of chill out song. The dance song is September, Cry For You. You'll never see me again, so now I'm gonna cry for you. And the more mellow song is by Regina Spektor and it's called Loveology. Chris, you were talking about your favourite song, which was Call On Me by Eric Prydz. There's this Australian podcast thing, video podcast, of a group of gay guys who just sort of film their everyday life. And one time they did this special video to that song, mocking the film clip. So I'll either put the link of that in the side, or I'll insert something here. Sam, good job for filling in. You asked, what is your favourite quote? And I know it's cheesy, and I know it's it references God, which I don't necessarily connect with, but the rest of the quote is, it rings true to me, I think. And it's the serenity quote. And it is, God, give me the serenity to accept what I cannot change, the strength to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Denlin, this week you asked what is our favourite shoe brand, and I'd have to say that at the moment it is what's called Ray-Bans, and they're just these cheap shoes. They're just like these slipper things. So this is like my 6th pair in the last year maybe, and they're pretty crap, but they're cool at the moment. My boyfriend has a pair as well. You also asked to show our ID. This is my ID from far away to see what it looks like. This is my ID up close to see what it really looks like, but not show you any special details of mine. My ID. Chris, this week you asked what our most random song on our playlist was, and I had a bit of a hard time finding one, but eventually I found one, and it is this. My boy lollipop. Chris, you also challenged us to wear a hat, preferably crazy. This is the hat that I'm going to wear for the rest of the video. Henrik, you asked what our childhood obsession thingy is, or was. I had lots. I was one of those kids that followed the crowd and sort of jumped on with every obsession and fad and trend that went through. So, I did the magic cards thing, I did Pokemon, as you say, is yours, with the Game Boy games and the TV cartoon. I did Yo Diablo, I did Yo-Yos, Tazos, I played Power Rangers for a little while, you know, Captain Planet, that sort of thing. I had Transformers, a lot of Transformers, and I had a rock collection as well. So those are sort of my childhood obsessions. I'm sorry if I stole everyone else's. This hat is like huge. I can be like a floating head. It's really crazy. So my question for this week is, what book have you always wanted to read but you've never got around to reading it? And my challenge for this week is to go out, buy it, and read a bit of it by next week. Or by, you know, a couple of weeks' time. And let us know how it's going. At the moment, I don't really have a book that I can think of, but I will get a book by next week and I'll show you, and yeah, I'll start reading it, and yeah. That's all for this week. It's gone really, really long video. I guess I will see you next week, hopefully. Yeah, okay, bye!
It's not gonna like me.